Okay.
How do you feel about Trump's banning all people of a particular religion?
I think Trump's ban on the Muslims is I can't even accept it. I can't accept it. I don't understand it. It's nonsense. It's not America. It's not who we are. So I am opposed to it. I'll be glad to see the Supreme Court overturn it. I'm opposed to Trump. He is unqualified to be our president. He's making a mockery of the U.S. system. He's making a mockery of being in the White House. I'm ashamed of him. I did not vote for him. I encourage everybody to get out there and vote in the 2018 elections. We need to take this country back.
How do you feel about how he wants to deal with Social Security?
Well, I think that when he goes to attack Social Security and Medicare, there's going to be a battle that he has no idea the fierceness of. We will defend that. That is our right. Yes. Pardon?
Someone else wants to say?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I think that it's very important that we all sit up and pay attention to know what it is that's happening in our country and to react however makes sense to us. But in order for things to make sense, you need to really understand what's going on. So there are organizations that are forming to help people understand what's going on currently. This is one that's working very hard to have what we believe are the principles of America upheld. So please feel free to check out our Facebook page, Indivisible, Monterey Bay. Just get those two.
I'm sorry. Okay, a question for our president. No Muslim ban. How does making more people hate us keep us safer? And done?
Excuse me?
Start speaking.
Oh, okay. Okay. We as Americans cannot remain silent. We should all be scared to death as to what is going on in Washington, D.C., and we need to speak up.
My name is Larry Levine from Carmel, and I'm here because I'm just very upset with so many things that President Donald Trump is doing and saying, all these executive orders. I think he thinks he's a king, not a president. He's only run a privately held company where he called all the shots, and he's never dealt with anything like a Congress and a Constitution and laws that bind him. So I hope he gets his comeuppance and some of these issues are just turned around and he'll learn his lessons.
Okay. From the beginning, as a nurse and a veteran, I've volunteered with the Red Cross. I've been a foster parent. I can tell you that we need to stand together and we need to work as a unity, and instead of being instead of being divided by race or ethnicity or religion, we can all work together for a peace and with respect and communication. Everybody wins. We need to have health care for all. We need to feed everyone. We need to take care of our seniors. And all these ideas are anti-Trump policies. We need to stop giving tax breaks to the rich and take care of our people and each other and everyone around the world.
Carmel Valley, And this sign says, Todos somos migrantes. We are all immigrants. My family came into this country in the 1600s. Nobody vetted us. We just came in and took over. So I think it's important that we let all immigrants come and enjoy the fruits and contribute to the U.S.
So I'm here today to protest Trump's agenda. I feel the immigration ban is illegal and un-American. I think his attitudes towards many issues, including ameliorating climate change, are a step backwards. And we need to stand together, indivisible, to fight the Trump agenda.
Hi, my name is Judy, and I'm down here today with about 100 fellow Montereyans, and maybe even from beyond, to come out and remind the public that we are indivisible. We are Monterey Bay, answering Donald with a small d, Trump's attempt to govern this country by edict and executive orders. We will not. We will resist. We will try and be out here every day if we have to remind the people of this country that we are America, each and every one of us, and we all have something to say.
It's a little hard for me to come up with one or two things that I don't like about our current situation with Trump as president. All my fears that I had when he was running for election have turned out to be so much worse. And I'm very much opposed to his immigration ban. I don't see how California in particular can do without the people that we have here that are making us a great state. I'm very upset with just about all of his cabinet nominees, particularly Betsy DeVos, who I understand is before the Congress right now. I'm upset with his attitude toward women. I'm upset with his wanting to eliminate the EPA. I'm upset with him not believing in global warming or climate change, or I can't even think of anything that I agree with him on.
We're here with Indivisible Monterey protesting against the Trump administration, and I want to repeat the latest that I've heard from Robert Reich, who's a professor at Berkeley and a former labor secretary, who said that we're at the point where we have to call for impeachment. He says, I do not take it lightly, but that's where we are. And I'm also very afraid that the president has something going on mentally, that he's either senile or he's got a personality disorder such that he has no compassion, no sympathy, and that he is unfit for office. So we'll be out here. We're not going to get tired. We're not going to stop protesting. It's a worldwide movement. He's got our allies alienated, and he's got all countries afraid that this madman is going to start a war. Even the Pope came out with a statement, which I'm sure he didn't even follow, that we're just terrified, basically. And also, we don't want Bannon that close to the president. We can't have a white supremacist in the White House. He hasn't been approved by the Senate, and I don't think he has any grounds to say that he can be issuing these executive orders. We think they're coming from Bannon, not the president. He didn't even know that he appointed him to the National Security Council. He's signing things without reading them. I think he's functionally illiterate. He doesn't read. We're not to be ruled by fiat. He's signed 20 executive orders in 2 weeks. I'm just in dread going into this third week of what he's going to come up with. He's trying to get Dodd-Frank, which was our protection against another recession like we had in 2008. All these things about the Muslim ban are a distraction from what policies they're trying to implement, and they've had these plans going on for 30 years. The Republicans want to really take away all our social safety, the safety net, all what they call entitlements. They want to do away with Social Security, health care. They want to take us back 50 years, and it's just not going to happen. The people won't have it. So I just want you to know that we're not going to stop. The protests won't stop. The people in the street won't stop. And I don't think the people that still support him have the heart to do what he says he's going to do. He can't deport 11 million people. People won't stand for it. There's so much pain still going on over the ban. If anyone had any empathy, they'd know how much suffering he's causing already. I think that's all I can say right now.
So what do you want?
I want to know how you feel about Trump's edicts.
Edicts. Oh, that's an interesting way to put it. It's kind of like dictatorial edicts, executive actions, orders. Yeah, you know, I think he's through those trying to perpetuate what he thinks the country and the world should be, but I don't think that very many of us agree with his ideas, which is why there was, you know, millions of people marching the day after his inauguration. What else? What else is on your mind? Well, and I need to think for a minute because I had a thought earlier. So one of the things I'm concerned about is that some of these more, some of the more dramatic executive orders are kind of chaff, you know, distractions from real things that are happening in Congress, which will have really long-term effects upon how our government functions. Things like putting Steve Bannon on the National Security Council Committee of Principals, you know, at the same time as he announced the immigration ban. And so I think we need to be careful and watch everything that's happening, not just the executive orders, but what's happening in Congress too at the same time. You know, there's a House bill proposed now to to get rid of the EPA. You know, so we have to watch for all the things that are happening in all the arenas, not just his actions, but Congress's actions.
So I feel that President Trump's executive orders are taking an immoral line, not a moral line. That's very un-American and not what this country was founded on. We can do better than that, and we should. He needs to change his tone and his message and become a more American.
Well, so I'm opposed to all of the executive orders that he's done so far, all of which seem to me to be unconstitutional and very much unlike what America is all about. But I take great hope in the notion that this is still a democracy and that the judicial branch will even things out and will make things actually work. And we've seen that already with the Muslim ban, and I'm grateful for that. So it's going to take the judicial, it's going to take the legislative branch, and that's why we're here today, is to work towards a resistant legislative branch that's going to make a difference and block the Trump agenda. Thank you.
I am here because I disagree with Donald Trump and his policies. My mother was an immigrant. She came here and she was a survivor of the Holocaust. I don't think you can treat the people of our country that they should all be the same. Everyone comes here from all over the world, and it's really important to teach tolerance to our children. I don't think our current administration cares about tolerance. I don't think they care about money. I don't think they care about women's rights or the environment. And I hope that our elected officials can keep them in check, because I'm really concerned about the future of our country.
Okay. I'm here protesting what I believe is a president doing illegal activities. I feel that not only my human rights are in jeopardy, but the whole democracy that I have counted on and grown up with my whole life is in serious trouble. So I want to see a lot of the orders that have been done in the last 2 weeks of his presidency revoked. I would like the whole country to come together for this, and I feel very fortunate that I live in California, a state that does not support what Trump has decided for us. My name is Christine Kolish. I live in Carmel Valley, and I do have one thing I would like to thank President Trump for. I have not been an activist since the 60s, but I am stirred to action again.
Okay, in the words of Tom Petty, we won't back down. This is going to be a big fight. Trump, as you know, is a person that I think is sort of mentally ill. He's really trying to change the country for his own benefits, and he's going to cause a lot of suffering and may even crash the economy. And you know, we really need a leader, not a tweeter. He's getting the most conservative people there. I think he's trying to destroy the educational system so that the conservatives can manipulate those that aren't educated enough to realize that he's going against their best interests, which is you know, affordable health care, saving Social Security and Medicare, which is after all a program that we've paid into over the years. And I just believe that it's time for all generations, from my generation from the 60s to the Generation X and the millennials, to get off their ass, frankly, and you know, stand up for their rights. Otherwise, this country is going to be dramatically changed rather quickly. But on the positive note, it seems like there's a lot of resistance against his policies, and it'll be very important to organize in the swing states so that we can change the Congress, because real change is not standing on the corner, but getting into the political system and reversing the damage it'll done, and then move forward. His attack on the environment and climate change may be the worst thing he's doing in the long run, because these are things that take a long time to repair or adjust to. And of course, the thing that nobody ever talks about really is the increased human population. That's something that's not discussed anymore, but there's more and more pressure on the precious resources that we do have. And of course, it'll take all of our efforts to control our population and use technology the best we can to preserve the earth for plants, animals, and human beings. So I thank you for your time.
I oppose these executive orders, since they do not serve to bring America together, but are separating our people. So hopefully these will come to an end, and we'll have a united America again.